Good evening. Let's start on the next chapter. Chapter 47, second half of 2011. Erica was flipping television channels when Michael asked what was the matter. She replied she was looking for KTSF, Channel 26, for Japanese television shows. He replied that Tokyo TV left the station is now a sub-channel of KCNS. She surmised that with a decrease in viewers for native Japanese language speakers, NHK probably will follow suit in a few years. Moreover, they are competing against online platforms. She said that one of her happier memories of her childhood was watching Japanese television shows in her hometown. He replied, same. Also, she used this opportunity to have a heart-to-heart talk with Michael. She started by again telling him how much she appreciates having him as her husband. Next, she carefully talked with him about her family in Japan. They are remotely similar to the far right in this country. They're completely transparent about their xenophobia, misogyny, and homophobia. On the other hand, the far left hide and are possibly oblivious to the fact that they are bigoted. Michael gasped and covered his mouth. However, when he thought about it, he realized that she is telling the truth. Whenever they go to the Buddhist temple, he sees who's sitting next to them versus who's deliberately sitting on the other side of the building. This is especially poignant when Alex and Chucky dress exactly how they feel on the inside. At this time, he carefully asked Erica whether or not she would like to attend local churches when they visit the Monterey Bay area. That summer, when she nodded, he breathed a sigh of relief. With Erica's health scare earlier that year, Michael put a help wanted ad for the next certified massage therapist. With Chucky's assistance, they found another one fairly quickly who was also a natural healer as well. The therapist Michael found at Lake Tahoe was immediately promoted to senior massage therapist and started training the new recruit. After they worked on Friday, July 1st, they started packing for the road trip. The next morning, they boarded Kamali with Kim and Richard. After breakfast, they started their road trip. They spent their first week in Big Sur. In the middle of the week, Michael drove them to Hearst Castle. The second week, they spent it in Karma by the Sea. While shopping, they went through various art galleries. With Michael's eye for detail, they picked up a painting for his parents, Kim and Richard, Alex and Chucky, and one to add to the ones they had in their living room. The third week, they spent it at 17-mile drive, Pacific Grove, Monterey. Throughout the trip, they noticed that religious institutions in Monterey Bay area are conservative. They interpret the religious text literally and noticed that people in each institution self-segregate. Also, when they looked through the yellow pages, they saw some institutions focus on a specific racial group. Granted, there are white, air quotes, white people who speak Chinese, Japanese, Korean, Spanish, etc., and some Asians and Latinos speak English. However, even these institutions only allow their own group to join. To be fair, in this country, including California, started as overtly racist toward Asians and Latinos, so they were forced to self-segregate. However, in 2011, they continued to self-segregate. To be honest, it was disappointing to see. And this isn't unique to this part of California. At the Buddhist temple in San Francisco, people self-segregate even though services are in multiple languages to accommodate people who only speak English and people who only speak Japanese and so on and so forth. At this time, Erica wondered if this is also the case outside California. Yes, I am well aware that this is the case outside California, but, humor me. Erica lived a sheltered life under her father's control, and then with Peter having autoimmune disease, she also has to be very careful about who she comes into contact with, so she's still sheltered. Yeah. So just humor me on that point, please. Thank you. On Saturday, July 23rd, Michael drove them back to Brisbane. After they dropped off the paintings at his parents and Kim and Richard, they drove to their duplex. They made mental note to give the painting to Alex and Chucky when they returned from their vacation. After picking up Kamali from Kim and Richard's home, Erica and Michael started unpacking. At this time, Michael placed her newest painting on the wall of the living room. After dinner, they cuddled on the couch. At this time, Erica asked for his input regarding changing her makeup routine. She's still getting carded each time she buys alcohol. So she wants to keep that no makeup look. However, she wants to update her routine to reflect the next phase of her journey. After he thought about it for a while, he said he'll take her to the cosmetics store that next day. Then he asked her what else was on her mind. She talked about a new wardrobe, including nightwear. He said that he'll take her to Macy's. She nodded and thanked him. The next day, they went to Sunday services at the local Buddhist temple. Then they went to Macy's after going over an updated makeup kit. They went through the clothes to come up with a new outfit. On the way home, they went to a hairstylist where both of them got a haircut. When they got home, Erica gathered her used clothes, gave them to Devin. Devin complimented Erica on her new hairdo and clothes. Erica smiled gently. They spent the final week in July enjoying their staycation. Sunday, July 31st, Kim and Richard boarded Halia with Erica and Michael. Then Kim and Richard helped Ashley for their vacation. Monday, August 1st, Erica and Michael returned to work. At the studio, Erica started writing her new research article. At the studio, they resumed dance therapy, music therapy lessons. During this time, she ramped up updating her play. Also, with the two songs Lucas had her learn how to play, she created her own song based on everything she learned about her family, as well as her own personal journey. She made certain to omit the negative aspects of her childhood and her parents' divorce. When Kim and Richard returned from their vacation with Ashley, Erica and Michael returned their dog to them. On Friday, September 2nd, Chucky called Erica to let her know they have returned. Sunday, they resumed going to Sunday services together. At this time, Chucky told Erica that she loves her new hairdo and wardrobe. Erica thanked and smiled gently. On Monday, they had their barbecue. At this time, Erica and Michael gave him a painting as a thank you for helping get her to a local hospital during her health scare. In mid to late September, Erica went back to the imaging center for a 6-month follow-up of a procedure to treat the uterine fibroids. Not surprisingly, the procedure went well. She's on schedule to making a full recovery. At this time, she doesn't need any more MRIs done unless the fibers return. So at this time, Erica made appointments with the eye doctor, dentist only, and she got blood work done as well. Mid-October, they celebrated Michael's birthday. She made certain to bake his favorite cake. She prepared the meal with his favorite Hawaiian food. By this time, Erica finished writing the research journal article submitted to a journal. At this time, she submitted her next research about how African Americans feel about sexual health education and to the ethics committee. Not surprisingly, it got approved. Trey Asach offered to help since he has contacts with the African American community in the East Bay. Also, she finished her play, submitted to the studio's executive producers for review. At this time, Maria booked Erica's monologue at the Murphy Art House. Unfortunately, late October, she got the late night, early morning phone call from Japan. Erica immediately booked the flight with the term trip as open, no set date. Michael said that he'll notify the clinic and studio on her behalf. At this time, he said that he'll join her in a couple of weeks. He needs time to book his clients to the fitness center's junior certified massage therapist. Early the next morning, Michael drove her to San Francisco International Airport. At the airport, she quickly went to one of the shops, bought a bunch of Hickory Farms gift boxes. When she arrived at the international and domestic airports in Japan, she called to let them know that she arrived safely. At the domestic airport, Mr. Alloway, Peter's father, escorted her to the fishing village. As soon as she paid for her stay at her brother's ryokan, she helped her aunts prepare the meal. At this time, she gave each person a gift box. After dinner, she joined her uncles, aunts, mother, younger brother, and sister-in-law in her grandmother's room. At this time, the eldest uncle told grandmother that Erica has arrived. At this time, they took turns holding a vigil. Sadly, her grandmother passed away sometime during the night. The next day, her uncles and aunts were busy preparing for the Buddhist priest's funeral arrangement. That evening, they had a wake. They spent time with grandmother, offered prayers and incense, and they reflected on the grandmother's life. The following day, they had the funeral. Everyone wore black. Erica wore the black clothes she wore to the Murphy family's matriarch's funeral. Her aunt gave her some Japanese ones to wear. Erica did a quick change. She went to her grandmother's house. The Buddhist priest led the ceremony in front of an altar that had her grandmother's photograph and flower arrangement. The priest started reciting scriptures, performed blessings. Erica's immediate family took turns going to the altar to burn incense as a sign of reverence and prayer. After the funeral home director took her grandmother to the place where she will be cremated. Close family members took turns taking some of the bones from this crematorium into an urn to honor their grandmother. And they took the urn to the family's gravesite where they interned the urn. Throughout the entire funeral, everyone remained subdued and respectful. At this time, Koden Bukuro, those are those special black and silver envelopes with slightly worn bills added to each, were handed in at the reception desk. The family gave each person a return gift in the form of a consumable item. Before each person returned to their home, they took a small packet of salt, sprinkled it on themselves to cleanse any impurities they may have picked up from the funeral. Every 7 days after the grandmother's passing, until the 49th day, they held a memorial service to honor and pray for her grandmother's soul. 2 weeks into this, Michael arrived all dressed in black. The 49th day, Erica's aunt told them that they can go home. The next day, when they went outside, instead of one cat in the fishing village, now they saw 2 cats. The male cat has been in the village for several years. The new cat was female and was always by the male cat's side. Although everyone was still in mourning, they were in awe. The following day, Mr. Alloway escorted Erica and Michael to the domestic airport. When they arrived at the international airports in Japan and Hawaii, Michael called Mr. Alloway to let him know that they have arrived safely. They stayed in Hawaii for about a week. Out of respect for her relatives, at this time, Erica had a virgin pina colada. At the end of the week, they flew back to San Francisco. Again, Michael called Mr. Alloway to let him know that they have arrived safely. Michael carefully let Erica know. Then he let the clinic and studio know what happened, and they told him to let Erica know that she can return to work when she's ready. The senior staff will cover for her. She nodded. When they arrived at their home, Erica started packing while Michael went to Kim and Richard's home to pick up Kamali'i. At their home, Erica saw that Alexon, Chiaki, Devin, and Jennifer, Kim, and Richard, as well as Michael's parents, left care packages for Erica. Erica and Michael drove to the nearest shopping center and got thank you gifts for each couple. On the way home, they delivered each gift. Erica thanked each couple personally. A month later, Erica's aunt mailed her a care package that had a cloth bag with washable period underwear and some tokon. After she wrote a quick letter thanking her aunt, she went to the local post office to mail it. There was a few days left in the year. Erica took the rest of the year off with the intention of returning to work on Tuesday, January 3rd. Not surprisingly, since Kamali'i is a certified therapy dog, she was instrumental in helping Erica during this difficult time. The day after they returned to California, Erica and Michael went to town for 2 errands. First, they booked a round-trip flight to Japan, Hawaii. They will arrive 2 weeks before her grandmother's 1-year memorial anniversary. That way she can help her family prepare. She'll stay a week afterward. Then they'll spend a week in Hawaii before returning to San Francisco. Next, she went to her bank to make certain the funds were wired to her uncle. When it was midday in Japan, Erica carefully called her uncle. Not surprisingly, her cousin picked up the phone. When she told him the situation, he said that he'll forward her message to him. After she gave her uncle her itinerary for next year's trip to Japan, they ended the call. A few days later, her uncle returned her call to let her know that the funds were received and she is debt-free. The entire amount from the sale of the father's home had been wired to her uncle. Erica breathed a sigh of relief. They are completely debt-free now. On Saturday, December 31st, 2011, Erica and Michael resumed fishing with Alex and Chiaki. After Erica and Michael renewed their fishing license, they harvested some sea urchins. The next day, Erica and Michael spent the day quietly reflecting on the events of the previous year and hoped the new year would be better. At this time, Erica made a mental note to tell her family about her health scare and procedure. She carefully said that each passing hits differently. He nodded. She admitted that she did tell somebody who suddenly passed away that she lost a dear friend. She now sees that was an insensitive thing to say. And he shook his head. He told her that she was trying to let them know that she knows what it's like to lose a loved one. She nodded. That being said, she appreciates the fact that she was allowed to attend her grandmother's funeral. She felt guilty that she missed her grandfather's one. Granted, back then she was a minor and the father was in charge. This time her uncles are in charge, so she was able to bypass her father. But not surprisingly, let me see if I can do this. Plus, not surprisingly, um, he didn't attend her funeral. He didn't even help out. However, not only did Kaoru attend, he was the one who called the priest and the crematorium when grandmother passed. Um, Granted, part of it is due to his wife and Kai. However, her uncles made it clear that if he acts like his father, he will get kicked out of the family. Also, she made certain that he's not to behave as a mama's boy. Moreover, he's not to treat her as though she is his traditional Japanese housewife. He carefully asked her whether or not her uncles will allow her father to remarry her mother. She carefully replied that they were going to talk about that. However, grandmother's passing put everything on the back burner. At this time, Erica and Michael went online to look for options. How can their parents stay married without risking another divorce? Michael immediately found a possible solution. If I remember to link this, I'm not sure if this book is in English, but there's an author named Yumiko Sugiyama. She wrote a book titled Recommending the Graduation from Marriage. She proposes couples live separately. That way, when the couple remains legally married, but live independently with each other. With this arrangement, when the husband retires, the husband will require his wife's services 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. So the marriage isn't one-sided. This could also explain why Kim's parents are legally married but living in separate houses. Upon reading this, both Erica and Michael hope that they won't need to resort to this after they retire. At this time, Erica realized that he is continuing to learn how to read Japanese even after he earned a second bachelor's degree, this time in Japanese language and culture. She was in awe. It made sense when she read newspapers in English. He was picking up Japanese language newspapers whenever they visited Japantown and San Francisco, and he took every opportunity to practice Japanese language skills whenever they visit her relatives. So, as with in these chapters, questions, comments, constructive criticisms, asking for clarification, let me know, and I shall see you next time. Take care.